Hello everyone, welcome to your last lesson of the day. A really fun afternoon for you because you should have already had a PE with Mr. Meechan and now, well, sort of with Mr. Meechan, watching Mr. Meechan do some physical education and you trying to copy that the best you can. I'm just going to share my screen now and I'm going to introduce today's science, which I did say to you earlier would be a practical lesson, so a nice finish to the day. We are going to be exploring how water changes state. We've done that quite a lot over the past few weeks. You've loved looking at some of our experiments. So another fun one for you today. The skills we're going to be working on are listed on this slide here. Scientific questions, obviously you can be doing that in your head or maybe with an adult who's supervising you. You're going to be observing. You may not be measuring now that you're doing this at home. Not accurately as such, but we still definitely will be observing. You'll be setting up your own scientific inquiry for the first time, which is quite exciting. Fair testing, a bit of a trickier one to visualize for me across class, but hopefully people will stick to the rules that I've put on the PowerPoint slide. And also we are going to record our information and take some notes. Quick starter, can you think about what these words mean? They all link back to our water cycle, our four main stages. See if you can create a quick definition for me. The answers will be on the next slide. So in order, our four main stages of the water cycle: evaporation, where our water is heated up by the sun and it begins to change state as it rises into water vapor. Excuse me. Moving on from that, condensation starts to occur when that water vapor rises and cools. The water droplets form as very small microscopic liquid particles and our clouds begin to form. When those clouds get full up of more and more water droplets and they expand and the wind carries them higher and higher, clouds do form, and when they get too heavy they release rain, as we know. This is called precipitation. Of course, if it is freezing temperatures outside, this precipitation could come in the form of hailstones or snow, for example. Finally, once this precipitation reaches the ground, sometimes it will go onto just concrete and form puddles. Sometimes it will go into our soil. Sometimes it will go straight into rivers that act as tributaries for our oceans. The process happens all over again as we recapped last week. Final starter. What if water couldn't freeze? What impact would that have? Pause the slide and just take a few minutes to think about it. Maybe you can include some answers in your post of your results to me in your email. Hopefully, some of those references will be to animals' habitats maybe and the climate. I'm interested to see what you guys think with regards to that question. So, as you know by now, the melting point for ice is 0 degrees. Your challenge is a practical one and you're up against each other. We're going to do this as a bit of a competition today. What you'll need is an ice cube or an ice lolly. If there's an ice lolly, make sure there's an extra one that you can eat after instead of just melting it. To win the challenge, you need to be the quickest person to melt the ice cube or ice lolly. So you can place the cube or lolly in a material of your choice. You can use things to cover your frozen object, but you cannot poke it or break it in any way. We're trying to observe the natural process happening, but using our knowledge of materials, we're going to see if we can speed up how our state changes how a matter of water changes state. Okay, you can't cheat. You can't put it on the radiator or on the hob in whatever material you use and then heat that up. What you can do is you can put it in a material that you know is a very good conductor or insulator, whichever one you think would be better. You might want to wrap it in cotton wool or foil, paper towels. You might want to put salt on it. I wonder what effect that would have on the process. You might want to cover it in card or paper. Be really creative with the materials that you have in your house and think if it's going a bit slower than you thought it may do, why don't you change your material, see if that affects the way it is melting. Okay. I look forward to seeing some photos of you experimenting. Please let me know your timings, how long it takes you to melt your ice cube or your ice lolly. And as a Challenge X, what is used on the roads during the snowy or icy winter time? And if you don't really know that, you will be able to Google it and maybe research why that particular thing is used. How does it benefit us? Happy experimenting. Have lots of fun. I can't wait to see your photos and have a lovely evening. This is your last remote learning lesson of the day. Bye, year 4.